Who remembers Dust like the Java applet? Yes, it still works. It still works. I spent far too much time as a kid in this. It's hilarious. For those who don't know, it's a physics particle simulator chaotic thing where you have all these materials that have different properties. So I can fill this section with oil. I can shoot a laser and it starts burning. And then things start exploding, gas gets formed, all the shit. It's super, super fun. Apparently there's a better one, the powder toy. This seems like it has the potential to be better, but it's not hitting the same for me. The nostalgia just isn't there for me. Looks like Noida. That's also a very good call out. God, we're going to go deep on... I have no idea what this video is going to be, so we're just going to go down the rabbit hole. Noisha's a very interesting game because the guy who made it is one of my biggest inspirations. Petri Purho, one of the most underrated people in the game world. Does anyone here know who Petri is? Drop a 1 if you actually know anything about Petri Purho, because I've yet to meet another person in the space who does, and it breaks my heart because he's super inspiring for me. Are we actually getting people who know him? Fuck yeah, there's actually a few. I want proof, though. I need all of you to drop the first word of his most important game, and it is not Noisha. It's funny because I know Petri way better than I know Noisha. I found Noisha very late. No one actually knows. That's fun. Petri Purho had a thing called Clooney Games, where for a long time, back in the 2000s, like mid-2000s, when I was in middle school, because I would play the things he made in middle school on the school computers, he did a thing where he would rapidly prototype games. He had an article about rapid game prototyping because he wanted to make a game every month. So starting around then, he would make a game every single month, just trying out whatever random idea he had for a new game. I want to find the more rapid prototypes. Okay, we're too far in. That's the big game. I don't want to be there just yet. I wish there was an easy way for me to go by like year. But yeah, every month he'd post a new game on here. Many of them were nuts. That's too far in. This is still in the crayon physics era. I want to find Hero Program Request. This one was super fun, where you had to write code, but you had actual bugs coming in trying to kill it while you wrote it. You're a programmer at NVIDIA. Your company just released drivers that are killing graphics cards all over the world. You have very limited time to fix bugs and rescue the world from destruction. Just crazy ideas. And this is in a time where the idea of like rapid prototyping and releasing new things constantly was still new. The idea of an indie dev was still a crazy thought that was entirely like unrecognized at the time. Like this was pre-Xbox Live Arcade, which is where the like original indie game revolution started. This guy would make a game. It would take him a week, but he'd do it once a month. So every month he'd pick the week once he had the idea and just sit down and make a game and release it and see what happens. And one of those games was a game called Crayon Physics. And to say this game is a massive influence of mine would be like criminal understatement of the year. Crayon Physics. This isn't the game in the YouTube video. Yeah. So this was his 10th done in under a week game. I would have liked to spend a few more days with the game, but unfortunately I didn't have the time. As usual, the game is open to critique. This game broke my brain. You would just draw things, and the goal was to get this little red ball to touch the star. You couldn't click on a thing to move it. You had to draw objects and have those affect things. So in this one, you could draw like a box, you could have a ramp, and then maybe drop a little box to push the ball down it. But it was a physics puzzle game where all of the things you worked with were created by you. And the fact that in a video game, you could manipulate physics in that way in like a pre-Minecraft era, in a early Gary's Mod era was insane. And this game broke my little 11-year-old brain in ways that I can't put into words. Obviously, this one blew up, became very popular. I vividly remember convincing my physics teacher in middle school to let me use I forgot the name of the shitty like smart boards that they all had, where you could project onto the board and draw on it and it would use it as a mouse. So I could draw Crayon Physics with an actual like marker on a whiteboard. And it was like the coolest thing my little 12-year-old brain could even imagine at the time. And it was definitely what kickstarted me into the idea of like development and software. So if somehow this makes it to you, Petri, I owe you everything. You got me into the idea of building brand new things with software. And this little game broke my 12-year-old brain. I probably wouldn't be here without it. So thank you for everything you did. It is awesome to see you finding success with your new stuff. All of the things people are saying in chat very much resonate too. Baba Is You is great, but entirely different crew. Jelly Car was revolutionary at the time. Really hyped that they're building a new thing right now. The beginner's guide is something I know I need to play it. It's going to break me. I'm very aware. I've had it on the top of my to play, but I'm just waiting till I'm like ready for it.